Hello! This is Way of Weinstein. Wherever you may be watching, however you may be watching, Facebook Live, YouTube, live in the financial district of New York City. Here to talk what's going on with my beloved New York Giants. Okay, so quick thoughts on the Jason Pierre-Paul trade. As you can see, I have a photo with Jason Pierre-Paul as my Facebook background photo. That's been my photo for around probably 6-7 years. It was right after they won Super Bowl 46. He's a very nice guy. Got to meet him, autograph photo. Loved him, but I get it. They're changing defensive schemes, and they're doing it strictly to save money. I wish him the best of luck in Tampa. I mean, he's originally from the Florida area, went to college in Florida, University of Southern Florida, so I'm sure he's happy to be in Florida. I mean, I thank him for his time with the Giants, but yeah, I mean, all they really got was a third-round pick, but okay, now to the more important stuff. So the draft. So because they traded Pierre-Paul, everyone's saying that they're going to trade the number 2 pick. Now, there are 2 viable trade partners. You got Buffalo and you got Arizona. The 2 teams that desperately need a quarterback. So with Buffalo, you need to get their 2 first-round picks. You need to get their first-round pick next year and a second pick. That's something that you absolutely need. I need nothing short of that. I'm not making that deal. Now, initially I was a big Josh Rosen guy. Let me take my Jewish bias out of this. Take aside that I would love nothing more than Josh Rosen, who has looked amazing at UCLA. So his up and downs. I mean, he's 6'4", 218. He throws a great deep ball, but he has trouble staying on the field. He's an attitude problem, and he's always got to question why. And he's somewhat entitled because he had a jacuzzi in his dorm room his freshman year. Does that matter? Can he play the game? Can he command a locker room? I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I trust Gettleman. I like what he's done in free agency, getting Ogletree and Nate Soldier. I really, really like those signings. I mean, God, just thank God Eric Flowers is not going to be the left tackle anymore. That was brutal. Just watching Eli just get harassed because he had by far the worst left tackle in football. God. So here's what the Giants need to do. Gettleman, whatever pick happens, I'm going to trust you and give you the benefit of the doubt, but if you are going to pass on a quarterback, there are 3 quarterbacks I think can work for this draft. Darnold, who I got to see play in person when I went to a game out in LA at the Coliseum. Rosen, who I've watched a couple games. Now, I haven't seen really any of Josh Allen, but he does seem to have those Roethlisberger, Carson Wentz, like intangible size. He does seem to be like he could fit that mold. I know nothing about him, but Gettleman, you need to be absolutely sure that none of those quarterbacks are going to be a 10-year starter, that are going to sniff a Super Bowl, that aren't going to be multiple Pro Bowl quarterbacks in the National Football League. You need to be sure of that. Now, how can you be so sure of that? I don't know. Can you know that strictly on film? I don't know. That's why you're the GM, and I'm just talking about what I think is going to happen. So you need to make sure that none of those guys are going to be a franchise quarterback. So from that and Baker Mayfield, Brandon, like that being said, all 3 of those could be bust, and Baker Mayfield could be a Super Bowl MVP. I don't think so. I don't like his attitude. I think it's quite the anomaly on him, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees. I think just because of those guys, he's somewhat given a chance to be a top pick, which I think Baker Mayfield probably will go in the top 12 picks. But here are the viable options if the Giants don't trade out of the number 2 pick. I think Sam Darnold's going 1. I don't even think the Browns are that stupid to mess this up. Darnold's big, strong, he's thick, he can throw in the rain, he can handle whatever it takes. Because you need a big, strong guy if you're going to go up against the Ravens, the Steelers, and and the Bengals, who really aren't that much better than the Browns, but you still need your guy. And Browns, you have not had your franchise quarterback since you have reemerged, and so you haven't had a franchise quarterback since you used to be the Ravens. So you're going to take Darnold. I don't think even you can mess that up. Don't be cute by taking Barkley 1 and then saying we're fine with whatever quarterback comes after. Don't be cute with that. Giants at 2. I keep going back and forth with Barkley. Some people say he's a Reggie Bush. He's a home run hitter that can hit home runs, but only on certain downs. More of like a third down back. He's not a guy that can have a 20 carry a game guy. He's not that. Some people are saying he is complete because he can run the ball. He can catch it out of the backfield. He can provide pass block for Eli, which if that's the direction that they're going. And also, if they decide not to go with a quarterback, not including Darnold because I don't think he's going to be available, call it me being biased to Josh Rosen, which I'm doing my best to remove any affection I have for him just because of his last name. But I watched a couple UCLA games. I stayed home the night of the UCLA game. Noticed that he throws a great deep ball with accuracy. I feel that he's just someone that commands a big market, which I think him in New York could flourish. Now, granted, if he goes to the Jets, could I see the Jets messing that up? Because they pretty much mess up a lot of things. Now, let's see. I'm getting some text messages from a fan of the show. Let's see. Yeah, Scott. Appreciate that you like the background for this show. This is the exclusive spot for where I do my Giants Way of Weinstein. Glad that you like it. So now that's Barkley, who I think he's my pick to be Rookie of the Year. I think he's going to be great. And with the Giants improving that offensive line, and the fact that the whole thing is making defenders think what they're going to do. If you got Beckham, Ingram, and Shepard as your threats throwing the ball, and then if you got Barkley out of the backfield, thinking, well, we really have to devote everything to really everyone and everything spread thin so you keep the defense on their toes. So I think that Giants offense could be electric. Now, there's been a lot of talk of Bradley Chubb, the defensive end from North Carolina State. I mean, some people are saying he's better than Myles Garrett, that he could be like grades. But from when I was listening to the WFM podcast, the Joe and Evans show, they were saying that Chubb really doesn't fit the system that the Giants want to move forward with, and if he doesn't fit the system, and Barkley's still available, I feel he's the guy. Now, also, you got the offensive lineman from Notre Dame, Quentin Nelson. I mean, you had him with Soldier. I mean, I don't see taking a guard at 2. I mean, people say that the 2 most surefire Hall of Famers in this draft are Barkley and Quentin Nelson. But if the Giants, first off, Giants, on a side note, it has nothing to do with the NFL draft. If you do trade the number 2 pick, please do it before the NFL draft, just because Avengers Infinity War opening night is that same night, and I'm supposed to see it at 9:30. This way I can see the Giants draft, see the Jets, see probably the top 5, maybe top 10, and then go to the AMC around 42nd Street to see Avengers Infinity War. It's a movie I've been waiting for 3 years. So don't make me go and swap tickets and I'll be scrambling on my feet that night, because trying to juggle Avengers and the Giants. I know that's going to happen, though. but we'll see. So now the fact that Gettleman seems so against taking a quarterback, I think it could be a smokescreen that they are taking a quarterback. And now Chris Canty, a former Giant, on the Golic and Wingo show, is saying that he thinks that the Giants could trade up to 1 to get their quarterback, or if they love a quarterback. That apparently, I've heard that there's 1 to 2 quarterbacks that the Giants like. Now, I don't know if that is enough for them to fall in love with a guy and take that quarterback. Now, with taking a quarterback, here's the thing. People have been saying the Giants can't take a quarterback because it'll offend Eli, and they got too much of a backlash when they benched Eli. Okay, here's the thing with that. First off, wear an Eli jersey. No one outside of Eli's family, friends, loves Eli Manning more than me. My favorite 3 people in life, I've said this multiple times, I'll say it again. Jeter, Eli, and Larry David. Those are my 3 favorite people in life. No one loves Eli more than me. I love him. He is the MVP of the 2 greatest days of my existence. I cannot thank him enough for providing me with those 2 days, February 3rd, 2008, and February 5th, 2012, Super Bowl 42 and 46. But I think it's absolutely asinine. If that is the reason to not take a quarterback, that is asinine. You can't worry about offending a 37-year-old quarterback, as that is just moronic. Now, granted, if the Giants, when they benched Eli Manning, if they would have started Davis Webb, I guarantee you there would not have been as much backlash. The reason there was so much backlash is because you did it for Geno Smith! Geno! We know what Geno Smith is. He's a quarterback that the Jets drafted. He's a bust. He's someone that couldn't even do well for them. He was horrible. That's why. And Davis Webb, if the Giants don't draft a quarterback, that's essentially like Gettleman drafting Davis Webb as the Giants' next quarterback, as Eli's successor. Do I know anything at all about Davis Webb? No. All I know, third round pick from Cal. Granted, could he be good? Just some of the players, I don't know, like Landon Collins was saying that he thinks Davis Webb is going to be really good. I hope so. But overall, if the Giants don't take a quarterback, you need to be sure that none of the guys that you're passing on are going to be guys that could lead a team to a Super Bowl. Otherwise, that is something that will haunt you for 20, 30 years plus. I mean, look at the Jets and Marino. They haven't won a Super Bowl or been to a Super Bowl since Super Bowl 3. We're approaching Super Bowl 53. Giants, Gettleman, be smart, get it right. That's all. Have a great rest of your weekend. If you like this video, like it, share it, comment, tell your friend about Way of Weinstein. And of course, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is at Way of Weinstein. Have a great weekend.